Good afternoon, kings and queens, and welcome to Believe in Yourself Tuesday. I'm your host, Lakina Folks, and today on Believe in Yourself Tuesday, I'm going to talk with real estate broker, investor, and consultant, John Cleare. With over 15 years of experience, John successfully closes a surplus of over 75 deals per year. That's absolutely phenomenal. And that's residential properties and commercial properties. What's his secret to success? Well, we'll find out right after this.
1, 2, 3, 4. Believe. Yourself. You can't speak for nobody else. Believe. Dream. There's nothing you cannot achieve. Believe.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Believe in Yourself Tuesday, Mr. John Cleare.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So you're known as a real estate broker, but for some of our viewers, they may not know what an actual broker is. So can you give our viewers some insight on what a real estate broker really is?
Okay, so basically a real estate broker is someone who has passed a real estate exam as a real estate salesperson, and they probably spent like at least 3 years doing real estate sales. And then they decided they want to become a real estate broker, and it's multiple options to real estate brokers. So you can become your own brokerage, or you can be an associate broker under another brokerage. So me, I kind of decided to do the best of both worlds. I have my own brokerage, Cleare Realty Solutions, and then I'm also a non-principal associate broker under eXp Realty.
Okay, and I'm with eXp Realty too. So
See?
That's great. Okay. So, John, what did you do before you became a real estate broker?
So before I was a real estate broker, I guess we'll go all the way back to 2006. My mother gave me the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay.
And basically that set the foundation. I was in college at the time. I had a full scholarship. I had the Gates Millennium Scholarship with Bill Gates, all right?
Awesome.
Where they paid for undergrad, grad, and PhD. And
Wait, hold on. So that means you're really, really smart. You almost like a genius then.
I mean, it's just a blessing. So my mama was very strict on me. Like even in the summertime when other kids were out playing, she had me working on advanced level work before I could go out and play. So it just goes all the way back to childhood, right? Like everything does.
Yeah.
And basically, I was in my sophomore year. My mother gave me that book, and I dissected it, and I internalized it, and I realized that I never want to ever be an employee. And that's really what, no disrespect to any college, but that's kind of what college teaches you to do, is become an employee.
Yeah.
And so when I was 21, I decided that I wanted to start buying properties, right? Okay. So my mother gave me the book around age 19, 21 to start buying properties in Atlanta while I was there. And, I became a tired landlord pretty quickly because I just kind of jumped in. But I fell in love with wholesaling at an early age. And that's to answer your question, that's what I did before I became a real estate broker. I wholesale, and I still wholesale, and wholesale will always, to me, be one of the best and easiest ways to get a quick bag.
Yeah. So at 21, you started investing in properties. So what made you pick real estate?
Well, it was definitely Rich Dad Poor Dad because it taught me the benefit of exponential growth with OPM, other people's money. And that's kind of what I internalized. And from there, I just decided like, hey, it doesn't matter where you come from in life. It doesn't matter the hand that you were dealt. You can always improve your odds. And that's the beautiful thing about real estate. Okay.
Did you have a real estate mentor at that time to help you, show you how to do wholesaling, or you just jumped in and just figured it out?
I never per se had a mentor, but there was somebody out of Ohio that she was doing a lot of different wholesaling courses at the time, and I downloaded her ebook and I read it, and I internalized that. So I never paid for a course, never had an official mentor, was just self-taught. And I also went on biggerpockets.com. I think they're a great site for just learning like the investing game, whether you're wholesaling, want to do residential, commercial, short sales, it's just a great site just to learn.
Okay, awesome. So bigpockets.com.
Bigger Pockets.
Biggerpockets.com is a resource for people wanting to know about investing and real estate and doing some of those things. And that's what you started at, learning that. So that's amazing. But you were already a smart person, so you internalize the information, figure out how can I do this?
Right.
This is what I need to do, and created your own steps.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, you don't have to ever reinvent the wheel. You just look at what other people that are successful doing, and then you implement your own tactics and, formalities from there.
Awesome. So I know your mom was quite proud of you.
Well, not at first.
She
She was kind of upset.
Did you quit college?
Yeah, I dropped out.
You dropped out.
Yeah, dropped out with a full scholarship.
Wow.
So she wasn't that proud at first, but now she's very proud.
No, she is, because you had to take that. You saw that this is what you need to do.
I saw the vision early on.
Wow. Have you ever thought about teaching other young people how to?
So I've thought about mentorship, and on my website, I do offer consultations, but I do other speaking events like this, just for the love, because I love to give back. I believe that's what it's about, and I wish that I had somebody like me growing up that was just in my face, like, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
But I kind of had to figure out the hard way, trials and tribulations. But the beautiful thing about that is that you learn what works and you learn what doesn't.
Yeah.
And you just keep progressing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the story.
Right.
Yeah. So is Michigan the only real estate market you do? I know you said Atlanta. That's where you started off.
That's where I started. Yeah.
You still doing Atlanta?
So when I started, it was Atlanta, Texas, Florida, Arizona. So when I first started, I was focused on wholesaling luxury properties, $1 million plus, right?
Okay.
So I was going for the gusto out the gate, right?
Okay.
So, and then that was 2006. 2007, I wholesaled my first apartment building. It was in Arlington, Texas. I always talk about this deal because it's nothing like your first.
Yeah.
And the assignment fee was like $250,000. And I had to split it amongst others, but the beautiful thing that it taught me is that you can make money in other markets without having to be in that market. So even though I was in Atlanta, I still closed an apartment deal in Texas, right?
Wow.
And that's kind of what set it off. And then from there, I just went back to just wholesaling, and then we started, predominantly focusing on apartment buildings in 2016.
Okay. And that's kind of currently what you still focus on, those apartment buildings.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the level now where you're closing 75 deals per year, which is absolutely amazing and phenomenal, in real estate. But what's the hard part of the work that you do?
Well, I would say it's not really hard. I would say the hard part is not getting overwhelmed. That's why I just took time for myself to go on vacation. I just came back yesterday.
Yeah.
My first vacation in 3 years.
What?
Yes,
3 years.
3 years. So that's the hard part, right? Not
Yeah.
stepping away from the game because I love it. I'm passionate about it. I can do it and not think it's work.
Yeah.
But that's the hard part. That's taking time to smell the roses.
Yeah, taking time for yourself, having that self-care, which
Right.
is important. Sometimes we got to step away and just, take a breather and just
And that's what I'm
enjoy
trying
the
to
fruits
do.
of your labor.
Right.
Going
And-
on vacation.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So do you remember a turning point in your career where you felt very proud of yourself?
I think the turning point was definitely 2016. I always talk about this in every podcast I do. Basically, I was in the hospital for 6 days. That was the year that I had one of my best years, but it was a year that taught me to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And so I'm all about team dynamic and team growth and team effort and team synergy, right? So at the time, I was doing everything myself, right? From the inspections to the contracts to dealing with the title companies to the negotiations with the buyer and the seller to going out, taking the pictures, taking the videos, you know, setting up the inspection reports for international buyers that I'm selling the properties to, just everything, right? And I'm still doing business at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, because it's 8 o'clock in the morning in, you know, the UK.
Yeah.
So basically, that just told me just to sit down and think of a strategy to still accomplish your goals, but not overwhelm yourself. And that's why I kind of really focused on apartment buildings that year, 2016, because I can close 5 to 10 apartment deals a year and still make the same type of money I was making closing 75 plus single families, right? Just in our market, right? Not counting other markets.
Right.
So that's what really taught me the life lesson that, you can keep doing this 100 plus deals a year if you want and by yourself and stressing yourself out. But you need to slow it down and re-strategize.
Yeah, and delegate some of those things.
Right.
So now you have a team that go out and do a lot of that stuff for you.
Correct. Yep.
So sometimes it took that being in the hospital to rethink and like, whoa, because if you don't take care of you, the deals can't get done.
They can't get done.
It's a wrap.
And the bag stopped.
Yeah. So you gotta take care of you, and that's so true, because I'm learning that myself. Like, you know, just hire somebody to do this and not try to do every single thing, because you can get wore out.
Right, and that's the thing, you know, because we treat our business like our baby. It's like we don't want to let go of the reins. So that's the hard part.
And then you think they're not gonna do it right.
Right. They're not gonna do it right.
So
you
I
know,
just do it myself.
Exactly. I'm stair stepping it back. You know, just trying to pull away from certain things that I can easily delegate. And I kind of break it down like white collar, blue collar work, right? So like the blue collar work is like, okay, I can pay somebody to go take the pictures, do the inspections. The white collar, I want to focus on the contracts, even though I could, you know, because that's where the money is. The money's in the writing, right? So I want to focus on the contracts. Maybe I could still deal with the title company, or I can hire a transaction coordinator. But I want to focus on the white collar work, not the blue collar work.
Yeah. That's good how you put that. Yeah. So are there any other business ventures that outside of real estate that you have done or doing right now?
Yeah, so I'm a blockchain investor, you know. So crypto.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So crypto is the new wave.
Yeah.
And actually one of my guys, Mr. Reginald Flowers, he just started his own token and I invested in it, and it's 10xing right now. And very excited about that, because I'm kind of a newbie in that space. So I just started investing like last year. And it just went public on Coinbase Pro and Coinbase last week. So we're still in like celebration mode about that, and it's definitely going to 10x from where it is right now. That's just the projections and anyway. So just get more into that. You know, it's all about diversification. And I think that my end goal is to own 1,000 plus doors. You know, with a commercial game. So that's a retirement plan.
All right. So with that crypto, you got to tell me a little bit more about that.
I will. We got prospectus and all that.
So
all the great OMs for that.
Okay. So what else is next for John Cleare in your career and in everything?
So I just made a post earlier. I said, you know, before we started selling houses, all we talked about was selling houses. Before we started selling apartment buildings, all we talked about was selling apartment buildings. And I said, you know, in my near future, I want to sell skyscrapers. You know, so I'm all about pushing myself to that next level. Like, I never believe in comfort zone. I think it's a false reality. You know, I think that once you get to comfort zone, like, your growth has stopped. You know, so
say that again. So the comfort zone, because some people get comfortable in their situation or what they're used to, and you're like, I'm okay right here. I don't want to go to the next level. I don't want to push myself, because pushing yourself kind of hurts.
It does.
The stretching part.
It does.
But, like you just said, it stops your growth.
It stops the growth, and I think that potential is unlimited. And because I know that to be a fact, then that means that I have unlimited potential in this world. And YOLO, you only get one life. So I'm here to win in everything I do. I'm purposeful about everything I do, and everything matters.
Yeah.
So everything has to be a stair step, right, to the next achievement.
Yeah.
So just because I've closed and had great success with apartment buildings, that's great, and we're gonna keep doing that. And we're gonna, and everybody think, oh, John, you don't do single family anymore. Yes, I do. I'm a broker. I still list your house. I can still sell it off market. We sold a 30-pack package deal in Detroit earlier this year. But what I'm trying to do right now, I'm trying to kind of get out of Detroit. I've kind of achieved everything I want to do in Detroit.
Okay.
And ever since I started closing deals in Detroit was mainly just because of the international investment or investors that was following the way, the downtown movement that was going on. So they all want to flock in and bring their money here because of what was happening downtown.
Yeah.
But the prices have already elevated. So now it's still attractive, but yeah, so I basically achieved everything I want to on the single family side in Detroit and multifamily. So my next goal is to expand back out nationwide and close off-market apartment deals nationwide. We're looking for 50 plus, 100 plus units, 6, 7, 8-figure bags.
Wow.
Okay, that's it.
That's
it.
Good. So you definitely diversified your whole business,
Definitely.
portfolio, everything. That's amazing, and there's no doubt that you're not going to achieve those goals.
Oh, I am.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Yeah. So, can you leave our audience with something about believing in yourself and to encourage them? Because truly, it took you believing in yourself, believing in you to stop going to school, quit college, and say, "Hey, I'm going to believe in myself, and I'm going to pursue real estate." And literally in real estate, you created your own economy.
My own lane. My own lane. And that's the thing. Just be a pioneer. Just believe in yourself. There are no limitations in life. I believe that whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve. You don't have to worry about how you're going to achieve that. Just put it in the atmosphere that you're going to achieve this goal, and then the universe will culminate the path for you. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Wow. Well, John Cleare, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today and being my guest and talking with you, and much success to you and everything you're doing. You're absolutely a phenomenal man and just killing the game in real estate.
Thank you.
And there's no doubt you'll be an international
real
estate broker, investor, so thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, kings and queens, for joining me on the show today on Believe in Yourself Tuesday. As our guest, Mr. John Cleare, said, is you have unlimited potential inside of you. And all you have to do is really believe in yourself. And what you put your mind to do, you can definitely do it and you can achieve it. And don't get comfortable in the space that you're in, because when you get comfortable in that space, you stop your growth. And we have to continue to grow and evolve and be pushed to your purpose. And remember, everything you need is right there inside of you. All you have to do is believe in yourself. Thank you so much for joining us today.
1, 2, 3, 4.